Hello, Collective. I got a great message from Spirit for you that I had to deliver. It's actually a diagram. This is how I saw it, but it was a lot clearer. All right, so if you could take a look at that. This is what my angel guides were showing me. Here, let me get a little bit closer here. All right, here's what my angel guides were showing me. This is what the energy feels like right now. And the way I saw this was like a runway. You could see that. It was like a runway. And it was actually an angel that looked like they were in a hairband. And they were sliding down the runway towards me, like towards stage front on their knees, playing an electric guitar. That's how it started. But what I came to understand through my process is that, see, if you see these things that are marked detour on the sides, this is like the energy, like a zigzag, with these harsh extremes on each end. And this is what denser, lower vibrational forces are trying to pull us into, entities, stuff like that, into these extremes, and they feel harsh. And Spirit was saying, take it easy on yourself if you're feeling these harsh detours, because it's part of being human, but that you are a rock star, okay? You're a rock star, you're a spiritual rock star. And what you have to do, if you want to feel like you're in the flow, okay, is to stay in this middle road right here, where these swirls are, to try to stay out of these extremes. And eventually, it's going to just become easier to stay in your lane. But people are going to be trying to force you out of your lane. And this part in here initially does not feel comfortable when you're trying to stay in this lane. I got a message about this a couple of weeks ago, and then I got it again, and I might have mentioned it the last time I was here. But it almost looks like guardrails that you would see, like if you were at a bowling alley, they have these guardrails that they could put up for kids and stuff, so that the bowling ball stays in the lane somewhat. And basically your energy, you're training it so that it doesn't take as much effort to stay down this middle road. And that's not really like I'm not trying to say you have to be in the middle. I just mean energetically, in terms of your like default mode or baseline, or like your homeostasis. I don't know, that word just came to me. I don't remember what it means. But if you could stay here, then this is where you're going to be able to manifest. When you're in these detours on the edges, it's harder to manifest there because of all of that dense energy that's on the sides there. It's more difficult for your manifestations to be seen, to be heard, even if you have very good intentions. So anyway, maybe I'll get back to that and try to explain it better. But that's what it looked like. And then the angel was like sliding like they were in a hairband. I couldn't tell which angel it was, right? But they had like hairband hair. And again, sliding to stage front on their knees. And it was like rock star, was what I saw, like in lights. And there was also some pyrotechnics going on. All right, so angels playing the electric guitar, sliding. All right, spiritual rock star. Oh, I heard this message. Millennials get shit done. Think Burning Man, but without the man. The burning heart. Something about that. So maybe something about a music or a music festival. Along with that message, I also got You're Thinking LLC when it should be a nonprofit. And I didn't read into that too much, so I'm not really sure what that means. Also, for people that are having a creative block right now, Reiki I'm not saying that going to a therapist isn't a great thing. It is. If you have the luxury to do that, I mean, by all means, that's wonderful. But in addition to that, if you're having a creative block, think about putting some money towards Reiki healing in all of your chakras, but mainly your heart. Okay, the tower is a loophole for you. So for somebody, there's some sort of a tower coming, and it's a loophole of some sort. Creative block, need Reiki. Okay, so I pulled some cards. First, I got the Ten of Wands. I don't know if you could see that. Then I got Four of Pentacles and the Devil. And I meditated on that, and then it became very clear to me what it means, especially because I got this patience message card, and the blocked and unblocked. And it really does tie in with this. If you look at these, if you look at these three cards right here, can you see those? In the middle is where we're trying to stay, very much like in this lane. Because on one side, you've got this Ten of Wands feeling, which is like, gosh, I am really carrying all I can hold right now. Yes, I have enthusiasm. I do have dreams. But I don't know how I could add one more thing. If anything, I need to take away. And that is like one detour or one side, okay, in terms of these cards. And then on the other side is just like that obsessiveness or a loop, whatever your mind defaults to, because our minds do this to us, playing it safe, or that little category in your brain where you put your anxiety, because it makes sense, it fits there, because something happened to you, something legitimate, maybe something traumatic. There could be some kind of a challenge in your life right now. So when you feel this dis-ease or unease, you attribute it to that. You go, oh, well, obviously it's because of my finances or this relationship or whatever it is for you. But that's like a mind default. It's old programming. And this is the new programming. It is completely looking at things from a different angle. I kind of wish I had the Hanged Man here, but that's what this feels more like a Hanged Man. It's like, no, I'm holding on to my truth. I am the author of my story, right? So I'm going to determine what I focus on. I've been getting that a lot in different ways. And so I think it's strong within the collective. I also pulled this card, Blocked, Unblocked. And this is just about how every day is a new opportunity for you to decide what you're going to focus on. And every day, the number one focus has to be you and your peace and being cared for, caring for yourself, and having patience with yourself. And what does that mean, having patience with yourself? It means training yourself to see failure differently, to not see it that way, to see it as a reroute, a redirection, and learning, because that's what this life is about. You would get extremely bored if everything was exactly the way you wanted it and there were no challenges. That's why it's designed this way, right? So yeah, maybe one day you have to just block all your notifications out because you're going to spend the day meditating, being creative. Part of the day, maybe you can only do that for an hour a day, whatever it is. Be unreachable a little bit and slow down, because I don't remember the imagery I got with this, but there was a message. Hey, Cece. There was a message about, like, if we all just decide that we don't want to be in the Ten of Wands and we don't want to be with the Devil, then there's power in numbers. Like, we don't have to do things the way that they've always been done. We can group together with like-minded people and change things for the better. But it's got to start with your own regulating. And right now, the message I was getting is that it's taking a lot of effort. And I'm sure it has everything to do with the astrology and then like what's going on here in the 3D. However, it doesn't matter. Like, you still have to be okay. You have to find a way to be okay so that you can manifest and enjoy your time here. So that's what I've got for today. I hope that you got to see everything here. And I just appreciate you guys if you watched this all the way through. And if you did, please think about subscribing to my channel and give me a like. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.